I, for one, am an advocate for the mustache. People need to leave him alone.
Yes.
Gratis Faction's doing his thing. It's his brand.
I love it. I love it. They're all unique, and you know they're doing their own thing. I think Leah's even has the hoop earring.
There you go.
He's bringing the hoop earring back.
Bring in the hoop.
These guys are bosses.
I think my dad had a hoop at one point.
Ooh.
That's how cool he was back in the day, back when the hoops were in. And now they're back, courtesy of Leah's Mirage, the map. And we're moving away from jewelry and instead into the sparkling and gleaming world of Counter-Strike map that everyone is familiar with. So hard to innovate on a map like Mirage now. Of course, at the Major, you expect to see some game-changing innovations, at least towards the later stages. Those champions, there's always something up someone's sleeve, but now we just start...
JKS is about to get pushed, Alex, and he has a lot to do here. He's playing retaking the A bomb site. The smokes. Oh my God.
That's a P250. My goodness, it could have been an AWP. Just beheads JKS.
30 years old, still just one-shotting people.
Incredible work. Forrest opens up the round. He clears the CT presence from CT, and well, that's the rest of the round. Made incredibly difficult for the CTs as they start their long migration towards the retake.
You have a smoke grenade, though.
Yeah, exactly. That could become problematic. Azza has a kit as well, but Get Right and Lekro have frags, and they're not stopping. Azza falls as well now. That's going to be the smoke on the ground, and now Grat, the man with the mustache, doesn't really have too much of a plan or a leg to stand on red. Don't be silly. And he has the knife in his hands, but no, backs away, and that's going to be 3 for Get Right in the first pistol.
Yeah, and Alex, that was one of those rounds where you just saw, you know, Renegades have this complicated, convoluted pistol where they have all these smoke grenades, and then Force just comes out ramp and just one-shots JKS in the head, and you can have all the strats in the world, but once you get punched in the face, I mean, what are you going to do at that point?
In your dry run and your practice, I don't know how often you accounted for getting one popped from ramp by Forrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really put a spanner in the works, and he's getting a cheeky fist bump and a smirk from Peter, the coach there. Back in the NiP jersey. Some interesting stuff you got to kind of hear from Peter. He did in the fantastic interviews of the documentaries that were recently released, talking about way back in the day in the NiP jerseys. It was Cologne, it was 2014, and he's scribbling things on a piece of paper.
Showing people.
Flaren just looks completely confused.
It almost seems so unbelievable.
Yeah, wait, he's telling them what to do. He's coaching. What is this? And now look at us. I think we've got one team without a coach here. I think it's just one.
Yeah, coaches seem like they're such, you know, a crucial part of Counter-Strike, especially when it comes to researching their opponents and preparing game plans. And Renegades is actually forcing into the second round. This is interesting on a map like Mirage, where it's hard to get these close-range duels.
Of course, some exceptions, likes of Cloud9, of course. We just saw them play and got destroyed by Tyloo. Now into the second round then. It is going to be the Kevlar and the Desert Eagle. A familiar second round bye. Renegades want to bring the fight to them. Not interested in any of that eco nonsense. Just the extra 1,000 on Grat, saving, not taking the Kevlar in pursuit of that AWP later down the line.
I'm not too big of a fan of what I'm seeing right now out of Renegades. They're playing a standard 2-1-2 setup, but I mean, when you look at what they have, they should be taking a little bit of a risk, maybe stacking somewhere slightly, getting a little bit aggressive. They're not doing that. They're just playing completely standard across the board. So they're going to have to win gun duels, probably with multi-frags if they want to win this round.
A standard hold with a non-standard set of weapons. We'll see how it pays out for them. Some doubt already sown by Sean, and rightfully so. Let's see where that test is going to come from. Nades not quite going to be finding their target just yet. Still plenty in the bank for the Ninjas as they look to set their sights on air. You can see the bomb lingering towards ramp and mid-control gain. They start to group up. This should just be an open and shut case unless something crazy happens.
Actually, Renegades now has 4 people towards this A bomb site, so they've shifted. They've read this really, really well.
Gone mid-control, but they have the rotate and they're in positions. JKS finds a good headshot. JKM as well. Double J finding 2 and another. JKS catches Rez on the stairs. This is becoming a problem. Does overextend in pursuit of the frag on ramp. Forrest gets him in the bottom, but now he's tagged up. Just 11 points of health left and another beheading. This time Grat behind it on jungle. Bomb goes down with 10 seconds to spare. And now numbers favor them, both in players and HP, but Dennis has the weapon and Dennis has the aim. Scott, oh my God, they've done it. Renegades, they find the round. Liaz just holding down the crouch key and a little bit of BM. He wants to get in there.
Let's go, Alex.
Woo! Ooh.
I like it.
Spicy. Okay.
I like it. Apparently, we had Liaz's first interview ever after they won that first game earlier today.
Oh my God.
So he's feeling it. He's feeling confident.
I spoke in front of a camera today. Oh, he's done it.
I feel like Dennis is not the person I would want to make upset.
I wouldn't mess with him. He goes to like hunting and stuff. I'm not going to mess with him.
Does
he lives on like an island. I'm pretty sure he could probably make a shelter. I couldn't make a shelter.
Oof.
I can book an Airbnb or something like that.
I can't do anything.
No. Or any other.
I'm a fragile human.
So 1-1 is the scoreline, and that was exceptional from Renegades. It wasn't the ideal setup, but as you noted, Sean, that the little bit of adjustment was just in the nick of time, giving NiP just enough rope for them to do the rest.
And this is still quite a strong buy coming out of NiP. T-sides, you can kind of stick together and trade kills. It doesn't really matter if you have a couple pistols.
So is this Molotov gonna catch JKS? It doesn't. It just goes right in front of his nose. Smoke's coming in, and now Rez, his fate is almost sealed. They have to focus on everything else. Get right to ready, cross through. JKS has got so much on his plate right now. Finally, Rez shows his face. He can go wide on towards Tetris and finds another one. Looking for the third, and he catches him. This is a massacre. JKS just cuts the head off the snake. There is the rifles left, though, and Lecro doing work without it. He's got a deagle. Puts the M4 on his back and does it with the sidearm. Now 2v2. Tags up. Nice work from Liaz from short. Catches them towards connector. Dennis down, and now Lecro. He's got 3 frags to his name. Has the bomb, but he is up against 2. Azza and Liaz.
That was a huge win right there from Liaz to get that 1v1 on Dennis. This is quite a difficult one-on-2 for Lecro, but he's choosing the right route, going through middle right now. Both CTs playing the bomb sites, and both of them kind of playing back in the sites.
Basically, he's going to have a 1v1 wherever he goes, and usually that's the objective of a clutch, is to make it 2 1v1s in the 1v2, and now, well, he's walking. 25 seconds.
Oh, is he going to flank B here?
Oh, the vent's broken. He can walk. I think he might.
Is Azza going to be aware of this?
Oh, if he does, I don't think he checked. The call hasn't been made. The call had. Wait. Liaz is looking. He is.
Wait.
10 seconds. Liaz doesn't seem to understand. Is he waiting for it? Oh. This is confusing. 5 seconds. He's not got time to plan. That's the end. Okay, calm down. Deep breaths. Azza really confusing us with whether or not he had the info or not. Liaz is looking towards apps occasionally. I'm baffled, but
I was clenched for a second there.
It was, as we say in Britain, a squeaky bum time.
This was just an excellent position by JKS. The smoke in Palace preventing that trade from going down. Really fortunate, I guess, that Molotov didn't land up top and bleed down low.
I think we're going to have quite a chaotic game of Counter-Strike here, Sean.
Yeah.
These first couple of rounds, if they're any indicator, they have been back and forth. Cheeky shots from Forest, followed by a kerfuffle of a second round. It's all been a bit up in the air, but now the first almost full eco, just the Desert Eagle, almost his signature weapon on Lecro. Had a bit more kadosh.
Yeah, and these are the rounds you always look to get if you're, a professional Counter-Strike player. You try to get these early wins where you break the other team's economy and they finally give up and go into a full eco. So Renegade's very happy about the start of this match right now.
It's gone so well for them. I mean, after that pistol, just managing to overcome it with just Desert Eagles and Kev. Turn this game on its head already. Just a full Glock eco. Bomb in the hands of Dennis. And here comes the aggression. Now Liaz, you can see he knows that their buy's not going to be great, but he's not willing to have any of those stupid deaths. Responsibility on him. He backs away with a flashbang, and Grat, in the meantime, is going to have a little bit of an altercation towards mid window jump from Get Right, met by his M4. So no real ground gathered, and NiP probably going to be just walking into the meat grinder. Liaz catches one through the smoke. Lecro's Deagle now lying idle and scooped up by Dennis. But yeah, this should be another round for Renegades. And these guys, I mean, let's talk quickly about the Renegades while the round ends. This is a roster that have just... Maybe I should shut up for a second. Dennis catches Liaz on the attack. 30 seconds, and it does look like Az has got things under control. I was just going to say, do you think this is the best kind of iteration of Renegades? I can't help but feel that there is a lot of untapped potential. I don't know where Liaz's ceiling is. I don't know if Grass Faction can truly push it with the best once the AWP's in his hands. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
I think Chad's listening, so I'm gonna take it easy. But I have heard a lot of very good things about Liaz. Apparently, he's one of the best talents in all of Australia. The problem is he plays the exact same role as JKS. So they're not gonna, mess with their star player
Someone's
for all
gonna
these
have to
years.
make
So
sacrifices.
he's sacrificing now by taking all these different roles. Gratisfaction had so much success, I believe, as the Greyhound Opper. We saw him at IEM Sydney.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That was our first
He
real
was
encounter.
fantastic. So they've picked up the best talents in Australia. I think they're definitely a team that you don't want to run into right now.
And JKM just seems to be that glue. Social glue, if anything. Of course, fantastic fragger. He's always been known as that kind of the stand-in that could. Just bring him in. No worries, 25 frags, and he'll take his paycheck. But now, in the Renegades jersey, in a more of a full-time capacity. And let's see how this one shapes up. Grant is going to be under a little bit of pressure on towards A. It is only one. Just get right trying to draw utility. Azza, in the meantime, goes wide on window. Brave. Aware there may not be an AWP in the hands of ninjas, just not enough money flowing just yet, not enough cash flow. Takes Lekro out.
Yeah, and again, Renegades with a very good reason. You could see Azza was actually the B player that rotated to the window. They had 4 people towards that A bomb site, and now if you look, NiP's taking the bomb back to B, but Azza's read this yet again. They now have 2 people in the B bomb site. He's actively moving around the map, and this is the same reason why they won that second eco round.
He got that frag in window and charged back to short to support. 30 seconds. And they start their walk. It looks like it's going to be relatively unannounced one, not too much in the form of utility. That nade could be perfect. Oh, lands at the feet of Rez, and that's going to be enough. They start to return fire. Azza has got let the flash fade. He's being pushed from shore, but Forest is the catalyst to NiP's success. That frag is going to open things up unless Liaz can do ridiculous things he can't knock down. And now bomb down.
And this 3v3, the B bomb site on Mirage is one of the most difficult sites in all of professional Counter-Strike to retake. So I heavily favor NiP here.
You have to do something crazy. Get right in the meantime. Cuts down the flank. That was short. JKM down, and now, yeah, this is why it's so hard, because they can hold that wall, and you have to leave sometime. Get right gives him the fight he was looking for, though, and Rez up on the van. He is exposed, and now JKS is just trying to get out of dodge. He wants to keep that M4 if he can. NiP not interested in the brawl. They'll just go ahead and scoop up whatever their teammates may have left, and they'll be getting out of dodge as well. So that's NiP picking up their first full buy.
Yeah, NiP, that's a very important round to not let Renegades completely run away with the economy. Obviously, they're going to have to string together some rounds here because that eco round prior where they got no frags. Actually, Dennis got 1. I stand corrected.
Don't forget.
Yes. But they're going to need more to break Renegade's economy right now. Actually, I'm sorry. 2 players have 2.5, but they're buying here. Okay, they're buying.
So it's going to be a bit spotty.
Yes.
Forest's frag really was just, that was the round over. The rest were just locked in kitchen. Liaz pressured on site. He didn't have to worry about short. So they could just focus all of their attention towards bench, towards site, and that was the end of him. And so the B site tested, but oh my goodness, this is quick. They're just charging out. No smokes, no nades, no nothing, and no chance. JKS and JKM are just mowing them down. 3 frags to 2 in the early trades. But they're on the site, and now the nades start getting deployed. Gratz can get locked out of this position. What's Forest doing? Caught with a bomb in his hand, and it's over. Liaz, long range with the CZ. And that, Sean, talk to me.
Wow.
What's the...
So it's actually very meta to just full out rush A like
Yeah.
that. And the reason being is because a lot of the times you see that A player drop the Molotov on ramp at the start, and he thinks he's safe because not many people rush ramp. So I'm sure one of the NiP players had a smoke out ready to extinguish it.
Right.
But Renegades didn't have enough money probably to pre-Molotov, so they'd throw smoke first. And that kind of puts a wrinkle in everything because that destroys the vision and the idea of spacing around the strat. And JKS just had such a good position.
He's sitting in dark so early in the round. I mean, there's not many times sitting in dark that early is going to get you frags, but really paid dividends for him there. Star of the show. Opened it up, and his teammates closed it. So 4-2 now. CT side for Renegades coming along nicely.
We have 2 NiP players right now with no armor at all, just rocking the Desert Eagle, 2 AKs roaming around the map. So they have a lot of work to do with those AKs.
Yeah, Grassfaction's given the responsibility of middle. Just 2 rifles to worry about, as Sean's already noted. We'll see how they choose to approach this one. God, Jacob could have confused me and said that was an AWP. So precise with the FAMAS. He makes it look good, Sean.
He does. Why does he have to do that to me?
I think I could be shooting potatoes at them. I still don't know. I mean, that weapon just doesn't work for me.
I just want to see the burst fire come back.
Oh,
can we bring it back?
That was actually a very powerful tool.
It was.
Gone but not forgotten. Burst fire FAMAS. Liaz tested on B, but Az is there to support. No worries, because there's no Kevlar, at least not on them. And now Rez, last man standing, does have the armor. And now he has the AK. But he's got no time, and he has got no avenues of assault. Potentially going to catch one here. Liaz starting to test him, but they're coming from everywhere, every direction. He's only going to take one before Gratisfaction finds him through the wall, and that is another for Renegades.
Yeah, and that was the biggest one, right? Because now NiP is in a situation where they have to concede yet another pretty much full eco. The max amount of money on one of the players, I think, is like $2,000 right now. And has it with, you know, that mouse wheel jump right there.
He just, I swear I see it. He's one of the worst offenders.
Yeah.
He is truly one of the worst offenders of that pesky accidental mouse wheel jump. How many full buys have we actually seen from NiP? We've seen the one where they charge up ramp, and
the one
they won.
That. Yeah. Not many. A lot of weird kind of kitchen sink buys where they have pistols. Oh my goodness.
He's going to try and challenge again. He knows they certainly haven't got anything long range, but they are starting to get close to that smoke. He's comfortable, he's confident, and he's not quite going to connect the shot, just narrowly misses Get Right's knee. And starts to recede. They're all stacked up behind the box. They haven't got a molly?
I think they're whispering secrets to each other.
Okay, guys, let's talk about this.
Let's admit, don't waste all their grenades.
Lekra snores really loudly. We need to talk about it.
Why didn't Dennis get invited?
It's the ASMR major. And that's it. NiP, your grand finalist. Can you imagine?
Jacob is probably about to get a 4K.
Okay.
If he clears top mid.
I'll give you an ASMR cast of this 4K. Oh, never mind. He's gone the wrong way. He's missing out. This is quite reminiscent. Do you remember the cobble strats where they'd all line up on the B ramp? It was at Na'Vi, I think they did it with the USPs. They just had like a diagonal line, so when you peeked, looked up towards B site, there was just this line of USPs.
Is that in Go?
Yeah, it was in CSGO.
I don't remember that.
It was pretty spicy. Little firing squad.
That
and now they start a little scroll.
How did they make it so far?
Yeah. This should be it now. They're actually they're going to get a punch, surely not. They're going to
What is happening right now, Alex?
Hello? Okay, NiP now in a 3 versus 1 on the B site. JKS is now trying to work his way back in. Bomb down, weapons acquired, at least for Dennis. 2 frags for Forest. They had nothing.
There's no way JKS expects a second player at bench right now.
He's checking everything but bench. I can't believe NiP, they should have done this. They have done this. Get right with the Glock. And we're stupid for underestimating NiP. How have they got this so far? We're talking about anything and everything other than the round.
I don't know what they were whispering to each other about in that box. I have no idea how they managed to make it up catwalk. That was one of the most bizarre rounds I've seen thus far of this event.
Okay, guys, here's the strat. We run top mid, tagged up, lose a couple of players, like 10 HP. We sit behind the boxes for 50 seconds, and then we just run short.
Yeah.
What? I need to see the whole thing again. Can we do like a 2-minute replay? Is that possible? I don't think
Renegades
so.
has no money.
They've broken them back. They had peanuts, and now they're rocking it. The score here in round 9, 5-3 in favor of Renegades, but NiP have won a round they had no right to be in, and now it should be a massacre. I say that, Liaz already found one with the P250. Now just Get Right, cleaning them up in middle, switches to the sidearm, and already the Glock did enough. Got down to 7, but he pays with his life, and now that's the end of that. So, 2 frags with nothing invested. Renegades not going to be writing home about that, but no complaints, and so we venture into a very chaotic game of Counter-Strike. We called it. We knew it was going to happen.
All these
chaos
to potentially take out an Australian. So many dangerous things. Sharks, stingrays, snakes.
Yeah.
Full ecos.
Swedes. Oh my god, that's an interesting stat. You see that? They haven't played against each other since 2016.
Wow, that's shocking considering they're both going to quite a few tournaments.
They've been around.
Yeah. Oh, Alex, come on now.
Let's see how this one shapes up. Full buy. And we're going to be seeing exactly how they choose to approach this. Mid-control gathered rather quickly. Lekra's even playing with the idea of pushing through that smoke. Not just yet, as the flash comes in from the CTs, nicely evaded. Jacob given the responsibility of connector, backing away. Bomb is not in anyone's hands at the moment. This shows not a full commitment. Looking for info at the moment.
And that was NiP not respecting that top mid smoke that Astralis made very popular. I like the idea to go through that, calling Renegades bluff, taking mid control early,
Right.
and now Renegades is in a situation where they only have 2 smokes remaining and a minute left in the round.
This is NiP able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. Gratisfaction shuts me up, though. Takes down Rez towards the ramp aggress.
The bomb is in T-spawn, though, right now, Alex.
This could get really awkward if Dennis doesn't find something. JKS has got his eyes trained on the cross. Jacob's ready on the edge of the smoke. And Lekra is about to walk into him. He catches him. What radar? Finds one. Dennis does get Gratisfaction towards CT. This is enough. Get right again onto JKS in his favorite place, but no bomb. Now it's becoming a problem, Sean.
Yeah, and I like how you mentioned the radar right there, because I swear, before Valve released that update with the dots on the radar, I promise you Lekra sees that guy on radar and starts pre-firing. Nope, he just dies.
To be. And that's the new game. Welcome to Katowice 2019, starting off with a fix-up of the meta. Certainly players' eyes are going to be much less in that top right-hand corner now. And what good trade, 5 seconds. He does have a chance to plan just in time.
Dennis and Liaz again. Here we go. We've seen this already.
Oh, you know he's going to shoot the corpse if it happens again. Here we go. A little bit of a rivalry brewing on Mirage as we head towards our 10th round.
Liaz playing very patiently right now. He knows Dennis has to be on the left side of the site.
He has a HE and a kit. This is comfortable for Liaz so far. He knows he's roughly where this guy's going to gotta be. Checking ramp though, perhaps he doesn't.
He doesn't know for sure if Dennis made it to ramp or not.
Time's a problem. Liaz, you have to check this. He's going to jump for info. And that should be... Oh, beautiful work from the Australian. Has he got time? He's got the kit.
He should have time.
Beautiful work from Liaz. No BM today. I think he's just wiping the sweat off his brow. Left it just down to the final ticks. But it's enough.
2 huge clutches coming out of Liaz. Ice in his veins. Dennis.
We've had the whole conversation on the desk about how a lot of players on their first major, they're going to be feeling a lot of pressure. They can't make that same decision in the same space of time. But Liaz, that's 2 clutches versus a team with players who have been some of the most intense Counter-Strike situations, and he is just cool, calm, and collected.
Oh, here we have the Rush B.
No stop in their vocabulary. Liaz, speaking of the devil, is now the first to receive them. There is a Molotov forcing him back, and now Dennis and Get Right, and Dennis again. My goodness, they crack into that site so damn fast, and now it looks like they're just going to have to be getting exits. It's J-Camp. He is behind him, maybe going to catch one, but they're traveling as a pack. This could be problematic, and he can't even finish off Rez without going down. There we go, just in the nick of time with the FAMAS. And speaking of, JKS trying to save his over in the Palace. That's, at NiP, you can't say they don't mix it up.
Yeah, if you blink, you miss that round. Yeah, like you said, they have that, remember, they failed on that A rush. This was the B version of that exact rush, so they're showing they're not afraid to change the pace. I like how Lekra has called thus far, even though that A rush didn't work, he's showing that he's not afraid to make those changes in pace.
And those frags happen in such quick succession, it can be hard to keep track, but it is also quite hard to appreciate. We have to acknowledge, that's not your typical rush B call.
No.
That's everyone knows where they're supposed to be looking rush B call.
Exactly, and you can see Dennis gets that first kill, second frag goes down, and immediately he's holding that market rotate where the third player, I believe it was Gratisfaction, is going to be rotating into. They all know where that third frag is coming, and the second that guy dies, round over.
Just GG. And this is fantastic. We get to see it from Dennis's POV. Catches Azza in the smoke and immediately looking towards Kitchen to catch Grant on the rotate. So, 5-6, the lead very slightly in favor of Renegades. We'll see how long that lasts, because their buy is not ideal. Just a little bit of body armor and some sidearms for the majority. A couple of HEs and the nades with JKS after his saved FAMAS. Let's see how far that can get the CT side, because they does look like they're lining up A smokes. The bomb's there too. Do they follow up on this?
Are they going to come through the smoke?
Surely not. He is in the corner though. Who is that? It's going to be none other than Gratisfaction. He's not going to do anything with that CZ. Caught by Get Right and caught by the flash, and they're already on the site. Bomb not quite there yet, but Get Right digging his heels in, and the CTs, they look like they're out there. They're pegging it.
I love the timing right there by NiP. They definitely went, okay, 18 seconds till the smoke dissipates, and I thought they were going to have to jump through it. But they knew better than I did, obviously, because they timed that execute to right when that smoke fades. If there was a re-smoke, they would have hit such a good timing, and Gratisfaction completely blind.
Just forces Renegades to save. Yeah, that's It's comfortable. I mean, this has been kind of a conversation surrounding NiP, even when Dennis was in game leading. The calls, they are kind of quote-unquote bare bones, but they are done well. It's like basics done well.
Yeah, I was worried actually about how NiP would look coming into the major.
Gorgeous.
You know, they haven't played yet in 2019. They're a team that, you know, typically requires a lot of communication, playing on the fly. This NiP seems very different. They have quite a few set pieces. They're very good at trading with each other, but then they're also not afraid to go back to that old style that they used to run, you know, where they're mid-gaming you and they're picking you apart. Dennis is lurking. Lekker's sometimes lurking as well. Get Right's lurking as well. So everyone's lurking all over the place. And that's what they used to do. But this is a new style we're seeing.
It really is. It's looking great so far for them. Of course, keeping things even. Let's not forget, you can see on that right-hand side, I love this graphic that you can see that it was a strong start from Renegades, but so far, after that 7th round, things have gone awry. Reset in the 10th, and it's all gone downhill from there. Still 3 rounds remaining in our first half, and we'll see how they do continue to shape up. Their money, again, is in the trash can. So NiP looking to be finishing this one with a bit of a T-side lead.
Yeah, and what was truly the turning point in this half was that 8th round with the Glocks in middle, where they walked up catwalk. Since that round, they've won 4 out of 5. Looking like it should be 5 out of 6, because Renegades is going to have to save into this round. JKS does have the FAMAS. Lias has, you know, CZ armor. So by no means is this an impossible... Actually, they have four guns, I'm sorry, because Gratisfaction was the only one that died. So still a winnable round right now. That is not something you want to see. You don't want to see your USP take the early fight mid and die and give...
That's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. They have, of course, bought into this one with just that kind of comfortable down to 2k buy, or down to 1.9 would be much more precise. And we'll see how far those armored pistols will get them. An early frag towards middle, and they regroup.
Yeah, and what's super unfortunate about this round is Renegades had 3 people towards that B bomb site. NiP was going to hit the B bomb site, but when the frag goes down, you start to rethink, you know, how people are spread out on Mirage. And the A bomb site, when you get a pick like that, becomes so easy to take. There's too many choke points, especially on these low buys. Pistols just can't feel comfortable in the A bomb site.
JKS, the only man with a rifle, he's pushed up aggressive.
He can see the shadow.
He knows they're coming, but Forest with the AWP. Oh,
that was filthy.
JKS had all the info in the world. He had the crosshair in the right place, but that still doesn't matter. Forest, he got brought down to 35, but finds it with the AWP, no less. It's been a while since we saw the AWP comfortably and regularly in the hands of Forest.
And here we have NiP taking their time. And I love how Rez right now, I doubt he's going to cross without the smokes down. I've seen them do this earlier in the match. You know, they're not super aggressive with this cross. Here's the guy holding his connector right now as he plants. You know, everything is taken care of when you watch NiP play right now. Their mid game is very on point.
I mean, this is something that we've previously been quite critical of the Ninjas in Pajamas. I know it's been a conversation in the past about their mid-game. So far, so good, though. The Sean Gayer's stamp of approval.
Would you look at this? Get right, 161 damage around.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a big part of that eco victory, that top mid conversation victory.
Fun fact, Alex. You know what Amazon Alexa says when you ask her who the best Counter-Strike player in the world is?
What does it say?
Christopher Elsand. Get Right.
Really?
Yes. So whoever coded that is a huge fan of Get Right.
That's so funny.
Which is so bizarre, but it's awesome.
I thought you were going to say Sean Gayers, and I was going to be like, well, that's Sean. Who did you bribe?
I would have had it in the coder.
Yeah, that would have been you.
Or
XHTML.
Mom, can you do this for me?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so at the moment, it has been a very tough second half of the first half for Renegades. I promise that makes sense. Exclusively with Renegades' current core 5. Never mind. A little late to the party on that read. But we're off again. Round 14 of our first half of our last map here for the first day of Katowice here at the IEM Katowice Major. It is so damn exciting that it's begun. 2019 Counter-Strike Major. And we've had a whole lot of Counter-Strike already. What on earth?
If that's awareness, I don't even know. He's in the year 3019.
Yeah.
And I'm just stuck here.
Not much has changed, but they live underwater. Let's see how this one continues to play out. At the moment, they do start their regroup once again. NiP do you think this is kind of pre-planned, like early mid control or presence, backing away to an A? This is What are they trying to make the CTs do here?
Now, they could be trying to bait the CTs into retaking middle, but also, I mean...
They're mollying connector, they're re-smoking top mid, and then they start to group A.
So most people... I really don't know exactly what NiP's goal is with that, because it does force 3 people into the A bomb site, but they have to be worried about connector and the window boost, so they're worried about a lot more things than if you just were to go straight into an A hit.
Rez and JKS has been a bit of a famous duel in this particular angle. It started way back when pistols were in the hands of the Swede, but now Get Right finds him. What on earth? He's swinging into the site. They just start to charge. And now things are going awry. Numbers do start to level out, though, as Azza starts to go aggressive from CT. He is supported. Palace covered by Grass's faction. What a flick! That's usually Rez. But onto him instead, he does connect. Now numbers, just 2. Forest and Dennis off to start to go in there, punching in the digits. Now, starting to go aggressive on stairs. Dennis finds 1. There is a presence towards CT. Grass faction made that very well known. And 47 points of health between the 2 Swedes now as the retake's coming in. 1 all the way towards short, and oh my god, Forrest, he's in such an awkward situation. Finally, Dennis finds the head of Grat. And now Liaz, he's got 2 clutches under his belt already in this half. Can he find a third? They are low, but they know.
If he kills Forrest, then Dennis is in the same exact clutch.
Imagine, same position. I don't think he's interested in that one. Backing away. No bullets in the magazine, and his weird shrimpy knife running away to save.
I don't actually remember the name of that knife. We just call it the shrimp knife, though.
It just doesn't look like it's supposed to be intimidating.
Are you supposed to say prawn?
Prong?
Prawn. Shrimp.
Oh, a prawn. Oh, am I supposed to say prawns?
I don't know.
Is shrimp just an American prawn?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. To be fair, when I go home, my friends do think I've lost my Brit. I think it's still present. At one point I did say, have you seen my pants? Trying to refer to my trousers. It's gone. I'm a lost cause. And so is Gratas faction challenging mid from Lekro. Great work and mid control. This isn't fake. This is very, very real. This is a smoke from Jacob. He's trying to play around. He is going to catch a glimpse of one crossing, but already Get Right up short. They are foregoing so much control, but Jacob, that's huge. Huge work. The 2 rifles as well. Just SMGs for the rest of his teammates. He managed to make that rifle work.
Yeah, bringing it back like that with a multi-frag on Mirage is very difficult. So for Jacob to get those 2 kills, bring this in a 3-on-3, put Renegades back in this round is huge.
Lovely transfer. Just a quick 1-2. I say transfer, wasn't even spraying. Great controlled bursts onto both. And now it's a question of what do you do? This is when the Ts can hit the brakes, and they're doing just that. The CTs instead just start to scarper, start to reconvene, and maybe even re-aggress. Take a look at Azza. You can see he's starting to push up towards Apps.
Yeah, and in this situation as T, you know, if the CTs don't push the B bomb site, they have to have 1 player holding B, 1 player probably holding like by window connector area, and usually they would play retake on A unless they were to push super aggressively into like ramp or palace. So you can see NiP is just playing this round out, allowing everything to kind of fall into their hands. But that B push right now could be a huge thorn in their sides.
Necro, yeah, that could be problematic. He is walking, he's making plenty of noise. Azza's going to hear him. He's in the underpass, he'll make the call.
He's forcing the rotate.
And JKS goes onto the site. Lekro fires the shot. Now, will that force the CTs off A? Certainly not. It's Liaz who's been given that responsibility, and he's about to be tested. 2. Rez and Forrest, the nades come in. He knows what he has to do. 15 seconds, stopping this plant would be a dream. He gets the fight he wants, 1v1, but Forrest is still holding it. 1 versus 3 for this veteran of Counter-Strike. Not impossible. Flash towards CT, trying to find a fight. He finds 1, but it's traded quickly. Azza paired up with JKS, and they managed to get themselves the 7th. They needed that. Cherry on top keeps things level.
Indeed. 7 rounds, not a bad half from Mirage. It's a very even map. I mean, if Renegades wins this pistol, I would probably favor them, actually. You know, this could go either way right now. I don't favor either team right now.
Yeah, damn straight down the middle. I mean, 13 for Azza, and we are going to be talking more about that, of course, when we get back from our break. We're going to take a quick one. We do come back, our final half of our final map of our first day here in Katowice. Two teams locked head to head, horn to horn, down the middle, hard to separate. 8-7 our first half of Mirage between the Renegades from Australia and the Ninjas in Pajamas. They have got so much pressure on their shoulders. This is the first bit of Counter-Strike we've seen from the Ninjas in quite some time. Lisbon, the first officials we saw, well, the previous officials we saw from the Ninjas in Pajamas. And the Renegades, I mean, there is so much pressure on their shoulders because they kind of represent their entire region. Of course, the Asian teams through the same minor, but this is them. It's them and Greyhound up against it all. And so far, a win under their belt. This is looking for the two.
Yeah, indeed. And Gratisfaction, the first player from New Zealand to attend a major.
Incredible.
I'm very confused because this is like a double fake, I believe.
Forest pushing up towards top mid and is punished. So now we wait to see where that bomb is going. Rotating off A, they're starting to push in with JKS and JChem are on their way towards the B side, and they're getting it for free, just walking straight out. Lovely work from them.
Alex, this is 200 IQ. They just showed the bomb in A to force the rotate. No one is in the B bomb site because the bomb was shown A.
What?
And then they just dipped immediately back to the B bomb site.
I want to see the moment the bomb was spotted. That's incredible if that's true. Get right, Rez. No idea what to do. The bomb site was so... That's the only explanation. Wow.
100%
so glad
that's
you're
what
here,
they were doing.
Because my little peanut brain could not work out what was going on.
No, that's 100% what they're doing. Because it's such a safe idea for a pistol round as well. You throw those two smokes.
So where did they take it then? I mean, was A. Where did they show it?
By ramp. They threw the two smokes on the side of the site. They know that guy typically plays ticket. So the second the ticket guy sees you, it shows on the radar.
Yep.
Everyone knows, oh, bomb A. Let's all just rotate to A. Because no one does fakes like that on pistol rounds. It's so uncommon. And people so typically play retake that this is just such a 200 IQ pistol round.
Yeah, great fragging from Azza as well. Look at those two precise, quick frags to end it. And that was 8-8. You said if they win the pistol, it's all square.
Yeah.
And, well, that's one way to do it. Spectacular work. Azza's got his gaming goggles on.
That's 2 for 2 out of fancy pistols for Renegades right now. The trained one earlier where they went through the Z connector from inner and went outside.
I just love that there's so much evidence already, day one, that teams are trying to innovate. Teams are trying to do something different, trying to surprise, trying to break the expectations of them. Even if it's not breaking the game, it's breaking the expectations of what others think they're going to do.
Yeah, and people might be saying, I mean, this is just the challenger stage.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, last major, I think we had Astralis come from the challenger stage, and they're the ones that won the event.
I will have none of that. This is just the challenger stage. The major has started. This is day one of the major. You have got legendary players in attendance here. You have got new up-and-comers in attendance here. There is so much to be excited about, as well as JKS walking out of Palace and finding two. Didn't stop Rez making one clip of a CZ work incredibly well. 2 frags to his name, and level playing field. Certainly in player capacity. Now bomb going down though, and they are locked out as they're overextending through the CT smoke, and this has gone terribly. Lacro and Dennis making the Desert Eagle dance, and now Liaz, he's only got a Mac. There's an AK in front of him. He doesn't want to make the noise, just in case they're close though. Doesn't want to be caught out swapping. Or perhaps a preference. There are 3 CTs closing in on him. Bomb ticking away. He knows there isn't a kit. He knows time is his best friend right now. Survival is step 1. Finds the head. Surely you're going to upgrade now. Not interested. Instead, he knows they're going to be close, and it's Dennis. A great shot with the Desert Eagle. And it is chaos. Round 2 goes this time the way of the Ninjas. Just Desert Eagles. And just defused in time.
Dennis finally getting his revenge on Liaz in that A bomb site, returning the favor now that he's on the CT side. And that was a very big win right there from Ninjas in Pajamas. Well, we might see a rebuy out of Renegades, but since they planted the bomb, if they saved here, they would get such a healthy buy. It could go either way.
Yeah, they're not interested in any of that half stuff. Full eco is my call. A single flashbang to keep Anders happy. You always got upset when full eco's didn't buy 1 nade.
This is a really weird round for NiP because Gerrit is just dominating the scoreboard with Dennis and Forest, and typical stars Rez and Lekra are having quite, a lackluster game for their caliber.
I mean, you look at the Furia game, it was the complete on its head. So far, everyone's fragging on day 1, just taking it in turns. Now, Patience in Palace, perhaps quite similar to that of NiP's conversation at top mid that rendered them an incredible eco victory. And now they start the walk. The flash from Liaz to support. It is your bread and butter. Let's try and get the bomb down, but it's a massacre from Rez. 3 with the UMP. And now they just have to hope and pray. Dennis misses his spray, but not today. And oh hey, that's a 10 for NiP.
Oh my. So here we have NiP with the 10-8 lead. Renegades going to get their first gun round of the half. It's going to be a healthy buy as well. Typically so far, in the past, I've seen Renegades have a lot of disjointed mid default, but they've looked so much sharper at this major. I expect a lot of that to be cleaned up, and we might actually see like a fake mid control from them. They have so many fast strats.
Good to see Kassad back in the roster as well. Let's not forget he kind of left the team, rejoined them in October in the coaching role. Of course, we find ourselves now into February. He's had plenty of time to get his hands into the new Renegades playbook. Nice work from Jacob. Catches Dennis with a bit of a disjointed mid push. And now the boost from Liaz is going to get Azza into window, and he did great work in the pistol round. I think Lecro's kind of clocked on. With a smoke like that, he knows it's a possibility, and he will start checking. I think he may have heard him as well, yeah. Molotov onto Liaz. He doesn't? He doesn't! Nice work! Azza's going to catch him. And Liaz not really punished too much. In fact, he catches Rez on the aggress. Great work towards Connector. Finally, Forrest makes something happen as he pushes up from short towards the ladder. The bomb is on its way towards B, and there is zero control. And Azza's just going to secure this round, just get right on the rotate. He's deep in CT spawn. Wow, that looked very comfortable for Renegades.
It did. They won all of the engagements. I love the speed in which they took mid right there. NiP was not ready for those two players to boost up in window that early in the round.
That wasn't the initial window smoke, that was a late window smoke, right? Or was that how quick they were?
That was the initial one.
That's quick. That's what, how is it, 18 seconds?
Yeah,
smoke
so they threw that from T-spawn, and the two players just literally halted underpass. And most people would stop when they see that connector smoke, right? Yeah. Because the CT and connector can one way over that connector smoke, hold the underpass. But actually in the meta, not many CTs do that anymore because Ts are afraid. Ts are afraid to peek it. So Renegades clearly willing to take that risk here, and it pays off for them.
Yeah, it pays dividends. That was so spicy. Lecro, you can see he was doing his normal, right, time to look at middle routine. Molly under, start jiggle peeking, and Azza's already set up like bloody Assassin's Creed. All right, 10-9 then. And let's see that again. You can see, yeah, completely switching weapons, not looking the right way, and then he finds himself in CT spawn for the rotate. Azza's having a great game, and I'm so glad to say it, just because it has. I have had too many desks and too many casts where it's Azza and JKS have to show up, and then one of them has a really quiet performance. At the moment, it seems like everyone's just pulling their weight. There isn't a severe underperformance across the board. Gratis faction yet to do too much damage, but I am hoping to see that all on the T side a bit more. We'll see.
And this is a very, very important round for NiP. If they lose this, their economy will be shattered. Renegades find themselves in a very strong position here.
Spread out. The ninjas in pajamas. Dennis on the AWP.
And we really don't know what... Oh my goodness, that is a huge frag from Liaz through the smoke onto Lecro. That's probably going to force a rotate towards the B site. Renegades should know that the A bomb site is going to be very weak. This is the same thing I talked about last half. But actually, NiP is not respecting that peck at all. No one has rotated B. Forrest is actually staying in the ladder.
How does Forrest have that confidence to stay? He's almost convinced they're going elsewhere. But there could be people on B site right now.
It looks like Renegades is going to go up cat into the B bomb site. Forrest is going to have a lot to do here.
He's played the waiting game, but will it be rewarded? Should they fully check it? There's no way. There's no way they're going up that ladder to clear the corner. They are pre-aiming it though, and Flash comes in from his teammates and he gets info. So much info. JKS at the tail, but he's fired off the warning shot. JKS does get punished, but the Molly deployed. He can't chase them. They are going to get set up on the site. Great work. That Molotov saved their skin.
Yeah, very heads-up play by JKS right there. That's very difficult to do, actually, to have the presence of mind to realize you have a Molotov after you get headshot, you turn that corner, you know you're getting chased, you just throw it on the ground.
It's like a magician, you know, when they let the smoke bomb disappear, he's just like, Molly, run. And they do so. So Renegades, that's going to be fantastic. They just have 4 players still standing, bomb down, and absolutely no attempt at a retake from NiP. It was just Lecro and Rez, the two youngsters who have been having a bit of a tougher time. 6 frags for Lecro, the in-game leader. I mean, especially while finding your feet on it, it can truly affect your fragging capacity. We say it's unacceptable in 2019 Counter-Strike, but right now, he's got a lot to be thinking about. As Renegades, they're showing bombs on different sites and pushing the other one. I mean, he's some cerebral Counter-Strike, as chaotic as it may be. There's definitely some thought processes being tested here.
And you gave him credit earlier, but Azza sitting at the top of the scoreboard right now for Renegades. I believe he topped that train game earlier. He's been playing super well, really embracing that in-game leader role. They look strong strategically, and he's playing very, very strong individually. That is very impressive out of a new in-game leader.
If he keeps fragging like this, I'm going to ask him whether he stopped using contacts and got gaming glasses. Because I haven't seen him with glasses on before.
The gunners? The gunner
No,
gaming glasses?
he's just got glasses on. I reckon he's you know, he's got rid of those contacts. Maybe they were holding him back. Dry eyes. You can't frag with dry eyes, Sean.
I've never had contacts.
Neither have I. I have no idea how they feel. But I haven't even done the Halloween thing. Have you done like a Halloween contact?
I actually have.
How was that experience for you?
I hated putting it. It's really like nails on a chalkboard.
I just don't want to put a piece of plastic on my eyeball. I don't like it. Can you touch your eyeball?
No.
No, I'm not about that life. And we're back into the Counter-Strike because it's Ninjas in Pajamas 10, Renegades 10 as well. Time to see if anyone can separate. They've been pretty much inseparable after, you know, what was essentially a 5-round lead for either side.
That is
aggressive through the smoke. And that's going to be punished, but Get Right managed to trade. All eyes were on short. Azza and JKM caught with their pants down by Get Right.
And this is the play by JKS right now. So he was told mid-aggression right now. That means he thinks he can get this A fight. Oh my goodness. P2000 just hiding under the balcony.
That's when you feel silly. A P2K just whittling you down as you stare at Tetris.
But I fully agree with JKS lurking out a ramp right there. His team is calling mid-aggression. He knows he can, at worst, get a one-on-one in that A bomb site. It's just, he didn't have the right read.
And now, so, numbers severely limited, but it does look like they're going to give it a go. Grass Faction and Liaz willing to walk into the Lion's Den. Numbers stacked up on B. Lipro firing off warning shots on A, and whether or not they're actually going towards B, perhaps I should bite my tongue. Liaz under window. Grat has to make noise if he wants to get there. Hold at the moment, hoping for an overextend. Liaz breaks it. That's smart play. Don't reveal Grat just yet, but now shooting for the drop. Lovely work. They are trying to hide Grat's faction as much as they can, but I don't think Dennis is falling for any of it. Crouching under the aim, but no. Dennis with the flick, and this round should be over as he catches him holding from kitchen. It's going to be Get Right to find that final frag from short, and that's 11 for NiP. Can't say they didn't try that one.
Yeah, there's so many times where I feel like Renegades has NiP on the ropes, right? All these times where their economy is just right on the brink of getting broken, or maybe even it is, and they win a full Glock eco. But they just falter at the last step, and again, NiP is going to run away with the economy here. Actually, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Renegades can buy this round because they had such a clean round prior. Oh, but that's a stab.
That is a luxury, and that's a stab. My goodness.
Oof.
At the major, you start cutting your teammates. That's such a close game. Looking for the 2-0. We'll see if it becomes a factor in the round.
Get Right's on an island here in this A site. Oh, he's going to push into Palace? What a play by Get Right. It's hiding in the smoke.
Oh, but so is Rez. Look at this. Get just huge glimpse as he steps towards benches. But Liaz and JKS, they're fragging. Get Right. He's not going to be rewarded for his Palace push. JKS a little too wise for that one. And now, surely not going to regress towards CT. Bomb down. And Nade just going to whistle past the ear of a very low Liaz. Imagine if that's NiP had determined his fate. Not to be, though. The save's coming in, and that will be Renegades equalizing. Now, a lot happened in a very short space of time there. Can you quickly recap exactly how that site was lost so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, Rez pushed through the connector smoke towards the bench. I think he accidentally mouse wheel jumped, which ultimately is what caused his spray to go haywire. He wasn't able to get that frag. And then Get Right comes out of Palace to get that trade. And JKS, I love how Renegades has picked up on the rolls. It's very easy to tunnel vision as a player, and try to get the next kill. But JKS knows, there could be a guy in Palace, and he's that player that, yeah, a lot of players at home, if Get Right wasn't there, would call JKS a baiter. They'd be like, why is he not progressing with the team?
Sure.
But it's times like that where he literally saved the round. Because if he's not holding Palace, Get Right's getting a 3K right there.
Yeah, especially, oh wow, he was standing at Tetris just staring at that smoke. I mean, when you've got Rez pushing through smokes, he's doing damage, all eyes on jungle, all eyes clearing CT, JKS keeping them safe from that Get Right threat. Very aggressive from Grat's faction as he picks up the AWP and picks up the frag through the Molotov. And that is going to be a very quick first blood. Now looking to claw things back. Let's see where that could come from. There is aggression from Forest, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like he's actually just going to be making his way to dig in his heels at B. I'll be quiet for now. Lias backing up Azza towards underpass for a moment.
Renegades have given so many different looks this game on their T side. I have to think that if I'm on NiP right now, I have no idea what to expect right now. I think they almost need to aggress somewhere. They're going to stack the A-bomb site with 3 players. It looks like Katowice is going to play a little bit close. They're probably going to move a second guy in towards the site with him.
So this is a real mid to A, it seems. Bomb left in T spawn, though. Maybe I should bite my tongue because those 2 mid players, they've shown face, thrown nades, fired shots, and back away. Leaving just Azza, the underpass player, now in connector.
And they're probably going to flash over the A ramp, and Gratisfaction is going to post on CT spawn. This battle between Dennis and Gratisfaction is likely going to determine how this round plays out.
JKS has got his hands full as well. Get right staring at his location, hoping that the ramp presence will draw his fire, but Forest is there as well. Azza, of course, has the opportunity to go wide. Jungle not clear yet. JKS does have an opportunity to do that. Don't forget there's an AWP in play towards ramp. Smoked off, that gives Azza some room to move. Shots being exchanged. JKS catches Get Right. That's his duel. One, and now Molotov forces another fight. But look at Forest. He's so brave. Goes Rambo up the ladder. Damage, but no cigar. J-Chem's the one to find the double kill, and they have time for the plant. Could get caught by that spray, but bomb down. And now just Legro. Forced to back away. Renegades. This, every round, a new adventure at the moment.
So
Sean.
close. Yeah, that frag by JKS on the balcony is really what did NiP in right there on that hit, because it caused Dennis to reposition right at the time of the A ramp hit. So couldn't have come at a better time from JKS. Massive duel win by him.
Okay, so if... Who is that to his left? JKS gets ill at this event. I'm calling it on JK. Coffee high fives. He just coughed on his high five hand, is all I'm saying.
What if we get sick?
I'm going nowhere near the player area.
Oh, yeah. Rather them than us, Alex.
I don't think so, actually. I want good Counter-Strike. I'll get sick. I can still talk with the stuff he knows. Everyone hates it.
We need that voice.
God, I remember a horrible event when I was just constantly coughing with no mute button. Whoa. Okay, PTSD over. 12-11 the score. Renegades are making this T-side competitive. Their CT looked a little chaotic, a little discombobulated, but finding consistency here.
Yeah, and we mentioned it already. Really, everyone from Renegades pitching in. And I guess you could say Gratisfaction is tailing behind a little bit, but they've all had rounds where they've stood out. Azza obviously, leading the pack.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, but he's also been put in fantastic positions. Yes. He's been boosted, he's been baited, he's had it all, and he's been profiting from it. That's what's so important. I mean, Get Right, we talked about his first half, 168 AR at one point, still 120, he's holding firm. See if he can catch anything, as this is a full eco bar 3 deagles. I need to stop saying full eco. A deco. As they start to go towards B, well, that's the Lion's Den. Lekro with the deagle does what he does best. Looking to upgrade to the AK. Say upgrade. Yes, it's an AWP, but this is an eco. And nice work as they just mow them down with those AK-47s. It is just going to be hoping for a couple more frags, maybe a scavenged weapon if they're feeling raunchy. But Azza's having absolutely none of that. Grat's super low. Maybe you want to be saving those weapons. That Kevlar. Let someone else try and jump through that smoke.
Kraut wants this eco frag.
He's so ready for it. I think someone's just slapped him on the wrist. Kassad's just looked at him sternly. Yeah, okay. Sorry, sir. They know where he is, and they know he's low. This should be the end of Rez. Down to 13. It certainly is unlucky for him, because that's it. 13 for Renegades, as they are now just 3 away from being 2-0. 1 away from the Legends stage. That is their reality. But of course, it is by far, let me try again, far from over. Really is getting late now. My goodness, what time is it? Good morning? Yeah, good morning.
Yes, 1:30.
Sean.
We've been here a minute. I will say that.
Hell of a hot one.
Yeah, and this is a point where I would want to see a change out of NiP, whether it be double ops this round, whether it be some A ramp or palace aggression, underpass push. Something. They need to change things up right now. Their default is getting picked apart. The one round where they did that mid control actually on that half buy worked out super well for them. So I would like to see them bring some aggression.
So something a little less vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep your eyes on this conversation. I want to see who's talking during that timeout. You can see Rez and Forest as well starting to be the primary voices in that timeout. And they're off. Let's see how they have adjusted. 2 Orgs for that scope action. Just see where they choose to take it. And my goodness, Renegades look like they want to take it straight to mid, but I think they might be changing their minds. Info, there's flashes, there's pushes, but Grat holds firm. He's not the one holding the ore. That enables him to catch Dennis on a mid push. So that was the conclusion.
They did go with a mid push. I would have liked to see a flash behind Dennis from the person in the window. That's something that really makes that mid push difficult to deal with because he can peek with the flash, whereas obviously if the T's are looking into it, they would be completely blind.
Oh, Dennis, that's how flashbangs work.
Yeah, yes. They're better when they're behind you, not in front of you.
Okay. Now this is going to be Azza's time to shine. Smoke is going to go down, surely delaying them. They don't have to rush this. Oh, nice work from JKS on to get right. That's a bit awkward. Rez running out of mouse mat, gets caught by Jacob.
And JKS just keeps winning these duels out of Palace.
They know he's coming. We know he's coming. Doesn't matter.
This is such a difficult round for NiP. I'm surprised Force is hanging around here.
I mean, I don't know if he's certain he can leave. His exit perhaps being covered. Lekro does fire off a couple of shots. He's hoping to perhaps catch JKS on his exit, and that's why Patience did not get rewarded for Forest there, as he was hoping to try and keep that weapon, if not find a couple of frags. And oh my god, this is an exceptional T-side from Renegades. Previously criticized that they can win CT rounds, they can hold positions short.
I'm impressed.
It's looking good.
I'm impressed. This is the best I've seen Renegades look in a long time. I mean, since that event where we had the Nifty 50.
The Nifty 50. See how this one finishes off then. 14 for Renegades, 2 away. Currently ranked 13th in the world and just surpassed the 13th round. So 2 to go for them. NiP, they've got no money. This is almost a guaranteed 15th, but then again, they've done more with less. Sean, we've seen it in this round alone, on this game alone. See what happens in this round.
Man, if Renegades were to falter on this round, I don't even know. They wouldn't be able to forgive themselves.
Yeah, concentration stations for sure. Do not falter. And they are going to be slowing this one down. Don't want to get caught out by any cheeky stacks, anything.
And actually on the other stream, I believe NRG just took down Vici. So
okay.
First lost from the Chinese teams.
NRG then 2-0.
Yes.
And Vici will be thrown into the 1-1. Really slow round. You can see 40 seconds has elapsed and not too much other than Forest's fallen. JKM cut down to 60 HP. Now Get Right is lingering, hoping to catch a couple of aggressions.
This is an A hit. This could get very dangerous. The time is running low. We have a player in Palace. Oh, but he's left. He thinks the A side's clear.
Are they starting to rotate? They're looking at connector.
Oh my goodness, they think this is a B hit at this point because
Get Right's just clearing middle. I think if JChem did continue to show presence, but they have 3 players there. They've only got 18 seconds. This can get awkward fast. The nades are starting to rain in. It's all about how they handle the next 10 seconds. Get Right towards Sandwich. He drops. The backs are turned, but Azza's got 1, got 2. Get Right with 2 of his own. 5 seconds. They need to get that bomb down. Lekro's got another with the Deagle. Where's the bomb? It's going down, and just in the nick of time, the round is surely secured. AK scavenged by Lekro. He does have armor. He does have a smoke, but they've got full HP.
And Gratisfaction trained in right now at that AWP. He's looking through the crack of the box, actually. That's what he's doing.
Well, gave him the info for JKS to finish it. And you said they wouldn't be able to forgive themselves. Yes. Sean, that was
very dicey.
Dicey, yes.
To say the least.
My goodness.
Yikes. When that smoke went down, NiP dropped that smoke, I thought, this is over. There's no way that Renegades is going to be able to hunt these 2 players down that are playing default and under balcony. And they somehow managed to do it.
And Renegades don't want to fall into that mental trap. They just want to get this game locked in. You can see that little bit of hesitation. The pressure was starting to, they could feel it. And you can see it in how that round went to chaos so fast. NiP, of course, playing incredibly well. So good with those Deagles and Forest. Connects with the AWP. Pressure towards B as they start to charge. Electro's fully flashed. His support isn't there. There comes charging down. Forest finds a second frag. Now looking for a third. It's Dennis with the AUG. This is starting to crumble in front of us. Renegades starting to fall. Just he's gone as well. And it is just a dastardly duo. Forest and Dennis keep B sites safe.
I think that's actually the first round we've seen Forrest op this match, right? And we've typically seen Forrest bust out the op quite a bit, actually. He loves to run the double op with, I mean, really everyone on NiP will op from time to time. Dennis, Forrest, Lekro will sometimes op. Don't really see Get Right opping much, though, I'm not going to lie. So, what a hold by Forrest right now, keeping NiP in the game. But Renegades has quite an economy built. They might not have to eco for the rest of this match.
Yeah, we'll see just how far NiP push them. Great Molotov towards the top boxes, just going to keep them at bay. You don't see that as much as we used to. Used to be the default play. Keeping those Molotovs for later occasions. Azza's got a friend in his underpass adventures today. Joined by Liaz. Of course, let's not forget, they did boost him up in that smoke that is still there now. Maybe a rinse and repeat of that one. It doesn't look like they're thinking about it. Let's see if Lekro falls for the same games. He has...
Oh no. Is Dennis aware of this?
I mean, he's staring at the smoke. I don't know if he's going to check it. Surely Lekro communicated the previous push. Forrest finds another one. He's really heating up at the end of this one. And Azza caught on the descent. Can't find a stable position to place his crosshair. 5 versus 3. This round's gone very quickly out of the hands of Renegades.
Yeah, this is quite a sticky situation right now. All 3 players in mid with the bomb right now. It's going to be hard to find an entry into a site.
This is where suddenly the CT side feels like a brick wall. You just cannot break through. JChem, and leaving him here and coming through ramp, I mean, it's certainly a play.
They will get that fight on ticket. The hard player to deal with here is definitely Get Right. If Get Right just nests in the bomb site, I have such a hard time seeing one of these ramp players taking him out.
20 seconds and they're lining up nades. This is going to go right down to the wire. And speaking of the wire, the bomb in the hands of JKS. He's going to be second in. Liaz is going to be leading the charge, but it's going to be JKS who falls first. 10 seconds now. Bomb loose. Liaz has to retrieve. This is going to get awkward fast. Jakem's push from connector. He's pressuring CT, but Get Right with the spray. Liaz gets the frag, but no time. That's the round. That's 13 for NiP. And this game has got more twists and turns yet. Liaz, is he going to be able to keep his weapon? They're pushing him. He takes the AWP out of Forrest's hands, but that they didn't scavenge it, I don't think.
I don't believe they did. And even though Liaz died after time,
he's got cash, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, Renegades has such a bank built that even if they were to lose this round, make it 15-14, they would still be able to buy perfectly fine for the last round.
Forrest having no trouble picking up this AWP in these later rounds. He held B close quarters, now he's taken fights middle, catching grats. Incredibly aggressive AWPing. And let's see how this round shapes up. Round 29, Renegades. They've been on match point now for 1 round. Second shot at it now.
And this is just a nice mid-control right here by Renegades. The smoke window, smoke catwalk. And they're going to wait that bottom connector smoke out and then likely get connector control with the top connector smoke.
Okay, the Molotov short. They don't want to be seeing any aggression here as the mid-smoke comes out late from back boxes. Thrown by Azza. Connector smoked as well. They completely remove vision.
I think they might go through it based on how they're spread out right now. It'd be very risky, but by no means would this be a bad play.
It's going to be Rez playing CT and Get Right once again nestled into the site. Wow, they are stacked up. Is this Tyloo?
This is actually very difficult to deal with if you're a CT. Get Right has so much work to do.
The molly's good, but as a catches Get Right on the site, and now it's all on Rez. He's going to have some support. Dennis has come over from the B site, and we do see Lekro starting to aggress towards short. What? Gratisfaction! He can't stop getting headshots, and now it's all on Forrest. I think Renegades might have done it, but I should shut up, because Forrest has found 3 already. The legendary name. He had majors taken away from him in the past. And now here in the challenger stage, he's not going down without a fight. 3, looking for Azza, but that's enough. He does it, and that is going to be 2-0 at a surprise from Renegades. as they pick up a huge victory, 2-0. They are one win away, one best of 3 away from the Legends stage.
What a day, Alex. Renegades 2-0. They look so hot coming out of this boot camp. They had 3 weeks of boot camp coming into this challenger stage. Obviously, if they were to make it all the way, they'd be in Poland for 6 full weeks.
Yeah.